Now to a big situation that's affecting the United States on both sides, right? We're talking about major storms for the U.S. and its territories from Guam to the Western Pacific, all the way here to the East Coast.
And we will start with Derek and Tropical Storm Florence, which is picking up speed.
Yeah, actually, George, Natalie, we're rounding the climatological peak of the Atlantic hurricane season, which is centered around September 10th. And, well, it's fitting that we have so many named storms across the Atlantic at the moment. But as George, you just alluded to, it's not only the Atlantic, it's also the Pacific that's extremely active. Get to the graphics. We'll try to get to all the details here. We've got Florence, Olivia, newly formed Tropical Storm Helene, Tropical Depression 9. We have Tropical Storm Mangkhut and Norman. Wow, let's cover it all, guys. Tropical Storm Florence. This one we're paying lots of attention to because it's starting to become a little more organized and it's entering an area of extremely warm ocean water temperatures. This is just going to add fuel to the flame per se, as all computer models suggest that it will rapidly intensify very quickly, and we should see this storm approach, unfortunately, the east coast of the U.S. And this is all thanks to a very strong high pressure that's going to build just to the north of the tropical storm, and it's going to use that as a steering current to keep this moving in a general west to northwesterly direction with, unfortunately, all of our model consensus. You've seen this before. This is a spaghetti plot. All the various computer models starting to hone in on the East Coast, specifically the Carolinas. Of course, we're several days out before the potential landfall of this tropical system. We're talking about Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of this upcoming week. So we're going to fine-tune that over the coming days for sure. There's Tropical Depression 9. That's going to move across the Caribbean over the next several days. Again, we're talking about the peak of the Atlantic hurricane season, but it's not only the Atlantic Ocean that we're concerned about. Lots of activity across the Pacific Ocean, just off the coast of Mexico. Norman, not a player. That's moving north of Hawaii at the moment and will fizzle out. But it's Olivia that's creating this tension across the Hawaiian Islands because it's moving in a very strange direction, more of a west to southwesterly direction, and could bring tropical storm force winds to the Big Island as well as Oahu, even into portions of Maui. The National Weather Service increasing the probability of tropical storm force winds for that area. We mentioned Tropical Storm Mangkhut. This is across the Central Pacific. It's got its eyes on Guam, which of course is a U.S. territory. 40-mile-per-hour winds at the moment, but look how quickly this system intensifies over the coming days. 130-mile-per-hour winds, making that a Category 4 by the time it reaches Guam, and then it's got its eyes focused on Taiwan for the second half of next week. So, wow, we are going to be very busy in the Weather Center, to say the least. Getting our money's worth. Yeah?
Taiwan, Taipei, certainly on the watch, and on the East Coast, millions of people.
Yes, yeah, this is one that they need to be preparing for now because they have the time.
All right, Derek, thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Derek. Well, the man who's